I don't think Stan was. I ever saw Stan as happy as the last time I saw him, which was maybe 3 months before he died, and he had. I really don't know what it was. He was being really very successful in the States. He had just written the song about the IRA. Do you know about that song? And so he came and played that at the Isabella. Tim Harrison was doing a folk night there, and he came in, and I never had such a warm reception from him. He gave me this big bear hug, and I just felt like this real satisfaction coming from the man. It was, my God, it's very few people you feel that come from, and I just feel like he knew that he could do whatever he wanted to do, and he was that that well respected, and of course he had his family. And I guess things were just going well all around. I would say success had a lot to do with it, because he had a competitive nature. But he also liked to relate to the older history of the family. I remember the sort of satisfaction he got from being at the family household at Halfway Cove. And that kind of thing. He liked to tie it all together. He didn't like to go off on tangents and not come back, the way some other people do. He really liked to have everything sort of under one roof and
under his control.
Perhaps under his control. Yeah.
You said he was impatient. How did that manifest itself?
Oh well, I'll tell you one thing. One of the last gigs I did with him was at a place called the Chestnut Inn, I think it was, in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And we were being heckled from the audience. It was the last night of a 6-night gig. It was the last set, and we were going to go home the next day, or we were going to go on to the next gig or something. We were going to be done with this little phase of our lives. And there were these people in the audience who were just yakking away. Maybe they weren't particularly heckling the stage, but Stan was very sensitive about extraneous noise during his sets. And these people were obviously been into the sauce a little bit, and they were carrying on. And he gave them a really hard time, and it really came down to practically a physical attack on these members of the audience. And I was standing on the other side of the stage, and I didn't really see it at first. I was sort of looking off yonder. And next thing I noticed is that Stan is off the stage, and he's heading towards the stable. And the bouncer had to come and literally take Garnet and him off these guys. And well,
No,
it didn't happen a lot. No, there are several times when he would get quite bothered by this kind of thing. But this is the first time that I had actually seen, a physical incident coming on. But it's funny that's combined with, on the other hand, he had a sense of humility. Like I described the 2 weeks in Labrador City. For even Stan Rogers had to have humility to play that gig, because we were playing in a disco. We had to play on it in the dance floor, and nobody was really interested. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody anywhere knew who he was then. This was before the first album, and it was a humiliating experience. But it was he was of that mind that you could just sort of slog your way through these things by sheer hard work and the sweat of his brow, quite literally. You can make it through these kind of situations. And of course he wouldn't be happy about it, and he'd be cursing whoever booked him there and all that kind of thing. But he would pull it through and come out the other side on top of it.